Reggae Boys fans, how is everybody doing? Yeah, I figured I'd do something from a different sort of location today. So that's the reason for the video from this sort of angle and this location. So it's that usual Thursday night, so you know what that means. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to tuning in with you guys, that is for certain. So it's quite exciting, isn't it? It's now 6, 7 Thursdays in a row now. So that's certainly quite exciting from that perspective, but certainly a number of things to discuss. But before we discuss those important matters, let me just put this out there. If you haven't already, this is what you need to do. Sorry, guys, I'm just sending a link to a very special individual for the live stream this evening. First thing first, I did an interview with former national player Ryan Thompson. So I suggest you go through my latest videos, have a look at that interview, and give me that big thumbs up. Quite an insightful interview with Ryan, 35 years of age, now coaching Austin Bold FC in the United Soccer League, and already 1 month away from getting his USSF A coaching license, which means he can get any coaching job in the country of the United States. Fantastic news coming his way. So don't forget to look at that interview. It's just about 20 minutes or so, so it shouldn't be that bad, or it's certainly something that we all can take bits and bobs from. Secondly, you have to give this video a thumbs up. You know why? Because next week on this channel, I'm going to upload 2 very special interviews. 1 current national player and 1 former national player. Both have plied their trade in the English Premier League. One of them captained their team in the English Premier League. The other is still playing in the English Premier League. From that evidence alone, I'm sure it's clear to know who those 2 individuals are. And let me tell you something. They have been outstanding servants to this country. I'm telling you, they have just been absolutely splendid. And you're going to hear some interesting secrets and stories to their life and their success. So you want to stay tuned for that. So look out for those special interviews. It's certainly something for you to look out for sure. I'm sure by now you might even know who those 2 individuals are, because they have expressed on more than one occasion about their ambition of coaching the national team in the near future. So that is quite exciting, isn't it? So yeah, you want to stay tuned for that. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Like this video. Come on. Really? I shouldn't be asking you guys to like this video. Come on. There we go. Keep on going. Keep it coming. I know the subscribers are coming on. I know more people are coming on live to the stream. So this is giving you guys an opportunity to settle in once the others start to come in. Yes, come on, like the video. Come on. Man, generally, no. So yes, 2 special interviews to come, and all being well, an exclusive interview by the end of June. So you want to stay tuned for that. So I'm going to take a quick glance at the comments, and then after that we get into the major discussion points for this evening. YG Shem ZSK says, big up Gary Manster. What's going on with the money? We're going to come to that. Edmonds Hall, what do you think about the new World Cup qualifying format? It's still to be approved by CONCACAF. Kevin Scott says, cheers. Vincent Cunningham says, nice. That's right, guys. 2 special interviews coming up. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Next week, around this time, you're going to have those interviews uploaded to the channel. Trust me. Special interviews. One of them is the boss, and you all know by now who the boss is. And the other one is the bigger boss. So I'm sure that gives a clear indication of who those individuals are. So let's start, shall we? June 2017. Not a pleasant moment for any Jamaican football fan. Am I right? That was the month that Captain Horace Burrell passed away. An outstanding servant to this country and one of the most influential men to come out of this country. A man that took Jamaica from the literal dot that it is on the map to a team on the world stage. A team that was able to arrange friendly matches against Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia. So much nations. Norway, Sweden, Bulgaria. We can go on and on and on. Ireland, Japan, South Korea, Macedonia, Iran, Argentina. We can go on and on and on and on. Whatever you want to say about this man, whatever dealings, whatever thing that you think he did, this man has given us a voice that right now might be diminishing, but he's given us something to brag about in this region. He's given us football. He's made the sport of football the number one pastime in this country. He is the reason that we have something to hold on to every day. That is Captain Horace Burrell. Wherever he was, such a presence. That's for sure. BM says Theodore Whitmore and the JFF president, referring to the interviews. No, it's not those two individuals. I said it already. One of them is the boss and one of them is the bigger boss. So I think everybody should know by now who them is, because I talk about those two gentlemen all the time on this channel. One of them is my current favorite reggae boy. So I think that's a big situation right there. I think you should all know. And like I said, one of them captained a team in the Premier League and one is currently playing in the Premier League. So I think that should be quite self-evident of the individuals that you'll see. So that's 1 point down. Captain Horace Burrell, that's one. The second area is the women's program. A year ago, the Reggae Girls took the field against Brazil in the Women's World Cup. We're now a year on. How far are we come in a year? Have we come out of the parking lot? That's still something to consider, isn't it? How far have we come? You saw how we did at the Pan Am Games, right? You saw how we did at the Olympic Games qualifiers, right? Disappointing, isn't it? And we're approaching a period where CONCACAF will have more than 3.5 spots for the World Cup. And we're going to go into 2021 without kicking a football. Are these girls even going to want to play for the national team anymore without Hugh Menzies? He's even said already that it will be extremely difficult to work with this current administration for him to come back to the program. So basically he's saying it. He'll come back only if it's a different admin team. But that's not happening. That's not happening. So next year when the Women's World Cup qualifiers kicks off, I don't even know what expectations you can have on them. Although it's pending that CONCACAF will have 5 spots, okay, USA, Mexico, Canada, and then you throw in Costa Rica in the mix, right? That's 4. And then we're going to fight with Panama, Trinidad, Haiti for our 5th spot. And Haiti, as we know, is a sleeping giant in women's football. So we have our work cut out for us at all costs. You know? Big, big, big job we have on our hands. All right, let's address the comments and then we'll continue with our discussions. Regarding the World Cup qualifying format, like I said last week, if it is a scenario where it's 3 groups of 4 teams in each group, then I think that Jamaica may have to go through a playoff process. BM Simon, where do you see Jamaica's football in 5 years? In 5 years' time will be 2025. Where the national team is concerned, I do feel that it's possible to qualify for a youth tournament, whether under 17 or under 20 World Cup. I do think one of them is possible. 5 years from now is 2025. I do think that in 5 years' time, we will be on the cusp of 2026. That's what I genuinely believe. Will that be on the back of Qatar 2022? I don't think so. But I'm optimistic about our chances for 2026. Do you think that we would do good in the World Cup, the men's team? I think that, yes, if we're to qualify for the World Cup, then we would have a competitive team. It just depends on the seedings and those elements that depend on if we'll be able to advance to the second round. So from that aspect, that is something to consider. But as you know, in a World Cup, you play on the day. Do I foresee a time where Jamaica can get to the round of 16 of a World Cup? Absolutely, if our best team is being picked. Under this coach, I don't think so. But I do foresee a time where Jamaica can get to the latter stages of a World Cup. And when I mean latter stages, I mean round of 16. Simon, why Miguel Coley not coaching the team? Miguel Coley is getting valuable experience right now coaching in the United Arab Emirates. I have no problem with him whatsoever getting that exposure that he needs right now under the wings of Winfred Schaefer. And let me point this out. Think about the Jamaicans that are right now coaching overseas. Yeah? Andrew Edwards, the Turks and Caicos Islands. Aaron Lawrence. Omar Edwards. Miguel Coley. Let's go to England, shall we? Darren Moore. Joby McAnuff. Jamal Campbell-Rice. Kevin Lisby. Dion Burton. Paul Hall. Micah Hyde. Yeah? Frank Sinclair. You know, in recent times, Raheem Sterling has spoken about opportunities for black coaches. They're getting jobs, yes, but not in the Premier League. That will come in time. I'm confident of that. I think the cream will rise to the top. But look at the amount of Jamaicans that have coaching experiences in the UK. Darren Moore, League One. Joby McAnuff, League Two. And guess what? There are more coming right behind them. Andy Williams, RSL. Tyrone Marshall, RSL. Donovan Ricketts, Tulsa. Omar Cummings, FC Cincinnati. A lot of former national players are doing outstanding things outside of this country. And I think it can only help and develop this country. Opening up the comments that you guys have been saying. Alrighty, here we go. We need some, like, captain, man. Who do you think that person is? Boy, Vincent. Captain is one of a kind, you know. Captain is one of a kind. He's not somebody that can be replaced. Menzies shouldn't step down. I guess you're saying Menzies shouldn't step down. Okay. Tony Harding. When you think we will hear an update on Damian Lowe's situation? Well, on his Instagram live a couple of days ago, he said that he's letting the ink on the contract dry. So he says give him a couple of days. So in a couple of days, I'm assuming June 15, June 16. That's what I'm assuming where he's concerned. So just give him his time, let him hang out with his common law wife and his kid and let him just enjoy Miami. He's been filming everything. Yes, the amount of time he has in hand, he's taking his son to the park. He's filming the BLM protest. He's just staying active while signing the contract. So we'll know quite shortly what exactly the deal is. What teams could we beat in Qatar to you? Depends on who qualifies for the World Cup. What is your best 11 in the men's team? I'm assuming you're meaning Reggae Boys. Andre Blake in goal. I think Jamal Blackman or Amal Knight would be great understudies. In central defense, Ricardo Henning alongside Adrian Mariappa. Right back, Alvas Powell. Left back, either Kimar Taxi Lawrence or Cohen Brommel. And then you go into midfield. And then you look at the wide areas, you think about Rolanda Aarons. You go to the heart of midfield. You think about Kevin Lambert being that guy that breaks up play. In front of him, you think about Ravel Morrison. Up top, you're looking at Shamar Nicholson and Troy Deeney, but Troy Deeney is kind of in two minds. So I have to go for another player, Bobby Reid. So those are areas that we're going to have to look at in the near future. What is your best 11? No, I read that already. The gray hairs are starting to come in even more. I think a big problem in Jamaica's football is the JFF. If these same people are in charge years from now, we'll be in the same state. That's what BM says. There's very little to disagree with what you just said there. Norton Morris, the admin has killed the spirits of supporters. I thought the president was open to suggestions, but he hasn't taken any. Can the players strike and get them out, please? It's not that easy, Mr. Morris. What squad would you want if we get to Qatar 2022? You see, that's the thing, though, Mr. Hall. Players' forms change, and leading into a World Cup, a guy can score 5 goals in 5 games, and boom, he puts himself on the radar and playing for the World Cup, So look at the women's side of things. Havana Salone wasn't part of the qualifiers. She made it in the squad and she scored Jamaica's only goal. A woman that was born in Hong Kong to a Cuban father and a Jamaican mother scoring for Jamaica at the World Cup. You don't hear of that every day, don't you? Ricardo Garden assisted Robbie Earl for her first World Cup goal. Robbie Earl born in England. Havana Salone born in Hong Kong. How often do you hear of that? It's sad, but we may have to. This is DJ Venuto. It's sad, but we may have to sacrifice our World Cup 2022 for a new coach and system, if you know what I mean. That's how I look at it for a change. Like I said, I think 2022 should be an opportunity for us to prepare for 2026. Kevin Scott. Isn't Jamaica have a better qualifier if they play in the day? No, I don't think playing in the daytime will be good for us. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock kickoffs. No, I don't agree with, because it's not what the players are used to from their environments in North America or Europe. Kevin Reed, then why not get at least 2 more of them, because Theodore just not cutting it? 2 more of who? Is Anandilo coaching? He's currently getting his coaching badges, which is a step in the right direction. Whitmore don't lose 10 games since 2016, and he's working with limited resources. He's actually 7 games unbeaten, my friend. Tony Harding, why do you think Tapa don't like calling up Kevin Lambert? I don't think he doesn't have a problem with Lambert, you know. It's just certain opportunities hasn't opened up. Like the Bermuda game, it wasn't a FIFA date, so he couldn't call up Lambert, who was in the getting ready for the United Soccer League season. No, Leon Bailey in the team. Yeah, man, Leon Bailey is my side, man. It was just an oversight from my head. Marvin Ferron. Good night, Simon. What do you think about these goalkeepers? Andre Blake, Amal Knight, Akeem Chambers, Dylan Barnes, Jadine White, Jamal Blackman, Jamali White, Nico Campbell, Reece Charles Cook. Decent pool that you have there. I'm trying to think if there is another goalkeeper that you may have left out, but I like the mix that you have added because it's certainly one with depth, but I do think locally we have a lot of work to do, as mentioned by Ryan Thompson in that interview. So once again, guys, after this video, you're going to go and watch that interview with Ryan Thompson that I did, okay? Good. Yeah. Nicholas Nelson from under 17 and under 20 has not progressed. I'm trying to think about other keepers from the youth setups. Richard Trench hasn't made the transition I was hoping for. Neither has Cunningham. Neither has Adine Clark. Nico Campbell. Yeah, he's professional, but he's not making the strides that I was hoping for. William Price is being courted by St. Martin, so he's kind of in two minds right now. I don't know if with William Price what he wants to do with his life, if he wants to play music, if he wants to play for St. Martin, if he wants to play rugby. A lot of things are going through his mind right now, and I think that move from Constant Spring to Harbourview, although it was great for him to get exposure to the Premier League, I think it may have been just a step too fast, but at the end of the day, he has Premier League experience under his belt, you know? I think he's 21, 22. He still has something to offer to the program. I think he's quality, but I just think he needs to make his mind up about what he wants to do in life. Is it football? Is it music? Is it rugby? Are you going to represent St. Martin? Make your mind up, you know? That's what I feel. Lambert no good. Are you serious? Lambert is a general. Don't say that. Devon Guthrie. Good night, everyone. Good night. What best wingers done? Rolando Aarons. Rolando Aarons. Newcastle United. Yeah. He's on loan right now in Scotland, but yeah, Rolando Aarons. Good lad. Tapper out for me. Do you think we should have... I don't understand what you're saying, Mr. Hall. Do you think we should have in Qatar if we qualify? BM says Blake, Paulo, Mariappa, Lawrence, Lambert, right? Bailey, Johnson, is that the best Jamaican 11? Right. Who's right? It's a sturdy 11, but who is right? The RSPL is going to impact the local pool of players. Mike Henry. Is this head of PLCA, Mike Henry? Good evening, Mr. Henry. How are you? Hope all is well with you, Sir Henry. It's been a while, hasn't it? Long time no see. Continue to stay safe, Mr. Henry. Canadian Premier League is becoming a stepping stone for us. And I can tell you they want players. They want players. You know, just the other day, Stephen Hart is asking about players that apply their trade in the RSPL. So they're coming. They're coming. So that's something we can be looking out for. Do you think we could beat any European teams in Qatar if we qualify? Depends, again, the European teams that do qualify. On our day, maybe Iceland, Romania, but not a lot. Not a lot for sure. So not a lot. I'm very optimistic about Vincent says, I'm very optimistic about the Reggae Boys qualifying for 2022 if all things go right. Does everything go right as always, though, Vincent? Which man said Lambert not good? Billy Bob, are you still in doubt, Simon? I said what I had to say already, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again until thy kingdom come. All right, ready? Here we go. I'm going to repeat myself so that everybody is aware. If one don't like the opinion, then fine. All right. What happens to Michael Seaton? Michael Seaton is in Victoria Polten in the German 3rd Division. All right. Yes, Mr. Henry. Cool. Alric Trail. Sorry, but I think you should be part of the GFF. Well, I appreciate your kind words, Mr. Trail. So going back to what I said last week and the week before. Alex Reed said, when we make World Cup, you're going to shut up. Maybe. I would love it if they prove me wrong. But my point still stands. There is more to life. I'm being serious. There is more to life than qualifying for a World Cup. Just like there's more to life in a relationship than just copulation. It's about intimacy. It's about compatibility. It's about chemistry. It's about cohesion. Similarly to football, there's more to life than qualifying for a World Cup. Sustainable development. If we can even be half as organized as what Mexico is, trust me, I am good. I am relaxed and everything great, everything crisp, everything airy. All right. And I'll say it again. I think regarding 2022 that we may have to go through a playoff. I just don't see an automatic spot. Honestly, I see an automatic spot in 2026, but for 2022, I don't think so. And I'm being as honest as I can. And I know the boss is going to be very angry for me to say that. I mean, you all know who the boss is by now, but honestly, I'm being as genuine as I can. Jamar Jones, win, they must try win World Cup. Yeah, and then the alarm clock will wake me up, right? Kareem Grant, I hope we focus on development and not qualifying. I think both is possible, but when we have more than one national team travel, it's a big problem. So you can imagine focusing on two things at one time. So it's just a big concern. So remember what I said. There's more to life than qualifying for a World Cup. I'm not saying that I would rather. Of course, I want to see the team go to the World Cup. Who wouldn't? This is my country of birth. I'm a 3rd generation Jamaican. I'm just as much as a Jamaican as you are. Of course, I would love to see the team at the World Cup one day. I'd rather go to a World Cup than win the next 2 Gold Cups. But what I'm saying is that I just don't see it for 2022. I just want us to establish ourselves as the 2nd best team in this region. Like I said already, I accept Mexico and their dominance. I'm not saying in a one-off game that we can't beat them or we can't go to the Azteca and get a result. I think we're capable of doing that. But in terms of all programs together, under 15, 17, 20, 23, senior team, women's under 20, 17, 15, futsal, beach football. They're miles ahead. And with a country of over 100 million people, they will be. While we are on the first lap, they are on lap 5. So I can understand that we're not catching them in the marathon. But close to that final lap, we could be on the same lap together. And for a country of just a shade under 3 million people, I think that would be fantastic. So that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see the return of the Caribbean Cup. I want us to see us in the Gold Cup final every 2 years. I want to see a Jamaica that every time that takes the field puts out blood, sweat, and tears for 90 minutes. That's what you want to see. That's what we're paying $7,000 a home game for, right? That's what we're paying $70 every World Cup qualifier for. That's what we're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars all the time to wear the jerseys, to tune into matches online, to listen to what the coaching staff is saying. Because we want to see the team do well. That's what we all want to do, don't we? I wouldn't have started a Reggae Boys commentary YouTube channel if I didn't like Jamaican football. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be on this project for 4 years if I didn't like it or didn't have a passion for the program. I do think it's going to take time, just like everything in life. Everything else takes time. Malcolm Gladwell speaks about the 10,000-hour rule, which is equivalent to 10 years. Sometimes you need 10 years to get things together. So 10 years' time, you know who to vote for. Right, guys? Remember me, all right? Just remember me. Just keep that in your mind, all right, guys? I have a couple of ideas. And I promise you it's going to be epic. I promise. Bad week, bad Gaza. If a Mariappa play a centre back, we will lose. Get out. Get out. Don't you ever disrespect the boss. Last day on Earth Zone. Mexico no good. We can't beat them, but Whitmore love pick friend too much. Oh, we can beat them. Yeah, we can beat Mexico in a one-off game. Indeed. Jamaica must take a leaf out of Belgium book. I was thinking more the Iceland book model, but yeah, sure, we can go to the Belgium model. This new format must be based on ranking. Yeah, pretty much. Leston Reed, Javier Brown of Very United are good midfielders. Decent, Mr. Jones. What do you think is the best person should be coaching the national team? I already told you. His first name starts with the letter D, and his last name begins with the letter M. I think you all know who that is. Mike Henry again, man. 90-year-old Mike Henry in the comments. Big up. Lambert is a good baller, yes, but the problem for some of our fans is that he's just not a recognized club that is famous like Barcelona. Lambert did well in the 2017 as a young player. Listen, from the moment this guy touched a football, I knew that he was quality. I traveled over to Martinique and I saw this guy in the Caribbean Cup and I knew this guy was good enough to play in Europe. So when that deal didn't work out in Serbia, I was like, okay, got that moved over to the MLS, well, USL, I should say. And he's now established himself there. Now it's time for England. You know what I'm saying? I never say Europe or Eastern Europe, I'm going to say England. I'm ready. What do you think about Peter Lee Vassell? Should be part of the squad indeed. Durban Guthrie. I'm thinking We more people, you and others who have the passion and ideas, not to say we, but the country behind us, like 98, we're leading into the World Cup, really not feeling the hunger for the game. Yeah, it's apathy. I can say I've felt apathy for the program since Coach Schaefer left the program. I can say that. It's been apathy. You know, there's no drive. There's no, yes, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that love, that desire, that passion for the national team. It's not there. It's not there. Once upon a time, we used to fill out National Stadium when we're playing St. Lucia and the Netherlands Antilles. Now we'll bring Aruba to the office and we can't even get 2,000 people. I want to see our young schoolboy talents in the best leagues overseas. So do I. Man's not hot pep up top. BM, Jamaica needs a national academy to develop the best young players. Also, the JFF should form partnerships with clubs like Genk, Ajax, ECT, trade the best young talent. Look at Craig Butler Academy. Bad with bad guys. Lambert can't be our DM going into the qualifiers. Why not? Man's not hot pep. How can I apply for a coaching job at the JFF? Reach out to the Dalton Wint and Janice Rose Brown. Jones, I'm in Bahamas playing and they want me to play for them. I'm eligible and I told the BFA, no, I'm waiting on Jamaica call up. Okay, Mr. Jones, cool. Bad with bad Gaza, there you go. We need stadium and pitch with at least 15 to 20,000 stand for clubs. That reminds me, the National Stadium is going to be upgraded. So it's going to be a minimum 40,000 seater stadium. Not only will this bring more Gator seats, but more revenue to Jamaica, the JFF in general. More seats, more sea of yellow in the stadium. So you can expect the passion to continue to grow. It's going to be heavily congested in the parking lot, though. Yeah, sometimes it's taken me an hour just to leave the stadium. I'm not even talking about champs. Darren Mora, him for coach Jamaica. He is undoubtedly the best former Reggae boy that is coaching now. Chris Humphrey, he holds a very precious record of being the youngest man to ever coach in the United Kingdom at 31 years of age. But this guy, I just feel it. He just knows when to strike that balance between an attacking thrust and a defensive solidity. I'm telling you, this guy is going to be coaching in the Premier League soon again. This guy is going to be a brilliant coach. Brilliant. Kevin Lambert had a trial at West Ham a few years ago. He couldn't do a deal because of work permit issues. That is correct. Albert Palmer, you hear about the proposal by the JFF to cut the number of clubs in half from 400 to 198. Honestly, Mr. Palmer, that has been discussions for quite some time. And Mr. Palmer, don't forget to contact me afterwards, after the stream, so that we can discuss matters. Vincent Cunningham, yes, I agree. Darren Moore for coach. Joe Smith, the best Reggae Boys team was 97 to 98. Although many will argue that 2014 to 2016 was such a vibrant time in terms of quality. I just loved that team. It was just impressive. The stadium used to jam pack, yep. At least you're going to full of champs and World Cup qualifiers will be harder to keep. Yeah. Mike Ernie, hope Jamaica try to remain in the top 50 of the rankings. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Here, what Jamaica needs is own authentic style of playing and stop trying to adapt it to other countries. That's not working. We need more scouting within the program. So did you ask? Yes, John Doe. Go through my videos and look at the interview I did with Darren Moore. I caught up with him in the Midlands last year. Go and watch that interview. It won't take you half an hour of your time, honestly. Look up Darren Moore interview done by me, okay? Trust me, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it very much. Just listen it because I spoke to him about at length about that. All right. Carlington Clark. Hi, Simon. Hello, Carlington. What's up? Jamar Jones. The critics of Lambert is harsh. I know him. We are from the same area, Lioneltown, Clarendon. Big area, that you know. Lioneltown. Yeah, I have some brethren from that area that too. Krishmar Santoki, Aldan Heyman, Xavier Heyman. Yeah, man. Big area, Lioneltown. You could basically call it Little India, you know? Nice area, that's Lioneltown. That's where Andre Blake was born too, Lioneltown Hospital. Yeah. Chadwick Nelson, yes, I saw the interview. I enjoyed it. I would recommend anyone to watch it. Thank you very much, Chadwick. All right. BM Simon, the team that tried to qualify for the 2006 World Cup had some quality players. I agree. I'm still wondering how we didn't even get to the final round of qualifiers back then. Remember, we drew at home to USA. We were conceded a last-minute goal from Brian Ching. We lost to Panama at home 2-1, also conceding a last-minute goal. We took on El Salvador on Central American soil, beat them 3-0, a brace from Marlon King and a goal from Micah Hyde. Then we went to Panama. We drew 1-1, a game which we should have won. We came home, we played El Salvador, and we drew 0-0 at home. So you know what that means? Our 3 home games, we didn't win a single one of them. We didn't deserve to go to the final round, especially with the quality we had on that squad. And then we went to the USA and drew 1-1. Disappointing. I watched it already, but asked to refresh the guys here. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Darren Moore, his dream is to coach Jamaica. Would I give him the job right now in 2020? No. Would I give him the job in 2022? Yes. But I wouldn't give it to him right now. Let him get his experience having games week in, week out. At League One, let him graft and see the rigors, because there are similar elements to League One that he's going to learn to life in CONCACAF about going in difficult surroundings and environments to try to squeeze out 3 points and try to grind out results. So once he gets that sort of experience, I think he'll be able to manage the rigors of CONCACAF, of playing a World Cup qualifier on a cricket pitch, playing a World Cup qualifier in a pig farm, playing a World Cup qualifier in the Azteca. Different circumstances. So that's what I would say. Give him a few more years. Carlington Clark, Simon, we need the defender from Germany. Jamie Lawrence or Ricardo Henning, because both of them are certainly of quality. I can say Jamie Lawrence is having some challenges, with some family challenges right now, so I don't think international football is on his agenda. But yeah, Ricardo Henning is he ready? He's good to go. He's good to go. Good to go. That's okay, Mr. Palmer. I'll refresh the memory of the team. Not a problem at all. Any question that you guys have, you can all send them in. So it's not a problem at all. I'll definitely refresh the memory of you guys. Anything dating back from the beginning of the 21st century to where we are now in Jamaican football, I'll certainly give you an insight into all of those elements, and in addition to that, the what football has been like in that space of time. So another coach that is getting valuable experience in the English game is none other than Joby McAnuff. Joby McAnuff is the first team coach at Leyton Orient, Brisbane Road in East London. He just says that being able to coach has given him a different perspective to football. And that's what you want here. And when you listen to players about how Joby has been handling the sessions, it's been clear the type of individual that Joby is. People admire him. And this is a 38-year-old. He's literally at the genesis of his coaching career, and people are already having respect for him. Players that are just about the same age as him as well. I just feel it too. That guy is going to be a brilliant coach. Trust me. And let me tell you something. He has two amazing sons. They're going to be gems, I tell you. Talented, I tell you. And guess what? He's in the air every day of Lawrence Vicaru, who was born to a Chilean father and a Jamaican mother. So he's keep reminding Lawrence about Jamaica. So keep an eye out for him. Former Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Lawrence Vicaru. We'll see what the future holds for him. Ben Godfrey, what happened to him? He's waiting in England. Palmer says, we need football pitches at our high school. When I was in high school, we had 20% grass, 20% stone, and 60% dirt and mud. Unfortunately, it's been the same. I played in a charity match 3 months ago at the Harbourview Mini Stadium, and my first touch was horrible. Horrible. I expected the ball to land right at my left foot, but it ended up on my shin. It was difficult. The only time I had a real comfort with the football was dead ball situations. And that's just one surface. Simon, so you see why people like you should be inside the head of the JFF? Scouting will be good for you. I appreciate your kind words, Mr. Guthrie. Charlie Nelson, is there any updates on Ravel? Ravel has his passport, my friend, and he has his Jamaican driver's license. Adari Cunningham, Ball is the best person I see to coach. Oh, Neville Bell. Don't think he wants the job. Man's the hot pep. England is a possibility for Leon Bailey, Man City. That's if Leroy Sané leaves. Carlington Clark, I hope Tapa can use the same team which we use in the Gold Cup. I still think that squad in the Gold Cup that we used, there's still about 4 or 5 pieces of the puzzle that can make a complete squad. King Koza 5, I honestly don't get the faith everyone has in Tapa. The team always look shaky under him, even though they somehow managed to get some good results. Well said. Palmer says Neville Bell is a very inspiration, good leader, down to earth. He is. He is quite a humble individual as a colleague that I've worked with. Yeah, man. He's a good guy. We need more players leaving for trials overseas, especially Europe, for an early age, from like 16, once they show the talent within the schoolboy football level. Absolutely. Tapa, a big waste. He played too much setback ball. You can all watch the game against Bermuda. Until we scored, we had challenges. Severe challenges. Simon, when the World Cup qualifiers will start, that is still to be decided, but at this rate, it's looking more like 2021. Jando, I think the JF to make it's a mandate to focus on pitches island-wide. Don't think it's a priority right now. Simon, I heard that Andre Gray looking about his passport. What do you know about that? Based on what I understand, he wants to play for Jamaica. As far as his process of applying for citizenship and a passport, I'm not sure, but I will double check on that. But what I do understand is that this is a man that wants to represent the country. Marvin Farron, Simon, question: Who are the 5 players that will play for Jamaica from England? May I ask? Well, the 5 pieces of the puzzle that I want part of the mix is Rolanda Aarons, Ethan Laird, Demi Mitchell, Ricardo Henning, Jamie Lawrence. That's 5, right? Now you might be saying, well, what about the attacking options in terms of centre forward? Kemar Roof might spring to mind if he can stay fit, because we need depth there. The Gold Coast squad may need a few more pieces. Exactly, Mike Henry. Norman Campbell trial. Yeah. Yeah, COVID has put off plans for a contract. Palmer says, we have faith in Tapa because he has a decent record, just as good as someone born in another continent, and we're playing him 10 times less, which doesn't look good on our part. Like you as the employee have to negotiate your terms, you know, where payment is concerned. But even based on the current squad we have, there's more can be extracted from this squad. Does Liam Moore want to represent Jamaica? His preference is England. Badwa Gaza, I heard your boss. LOL, Mariappa said he's looking about his papers, so let's see. Good news. I'll check up with the boss. 20 Harding, I feel like Bayer Leverkusen prefers Diaby over Leon, it seems, and it doesn't seem like it's because of injury thoughts. Even last game it showed, played Leon out of position. Yeah, I think there's a preference for Diaby based on what I've been seeing. Does this mean that Leon is on his way out in the summer? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Thank you very much, man's not hot pep. Yeah, man, like up this video, man. I'll tell you right now. If you all can help me get 50 likes within the next 3 minutes, then I'll tell you who the 2 special interviews are that are coming on this channel, okay? So in the next 3 minutes, if you get me 30 more likes, I will tell you personally who the 2 interviews are. Okay? If you like this video, I'll tell you who the 2 interviews are. So I'll give you guys a few minutes. What about the player from Manchester United? Ethan Laird? Well, he put up the Jamaican flag on his Instagram page, so when you know, you know. What about Theo Robinson? Yeah, he's getting back into the thick of things too. In terms of squad depth, I wouldn't mind having him involved, but in terms of starting in the first team, you know, I'm not sure. Any word on McGee at UPenn? He needs to play a vital role in the national team going forward. He's the type of player Jamaica needs as a playmaker. Well, he has a 4-year contract at the club, and as I understand, he'll be with them next season. Simon, what about the defender? He's from Manchester United. Yeah, Ethan Laird. Ethan Laird and Demi Mitchell, the left back and the right back. Yeah, man. Left back and right back. Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you, Ethan Laird is going to remind you so much of Alvas Powell, but better defensively. Keep that in mind with Ethan Laird. I hear Kyle Butler have no club. Is he attacking midfielder? Well, Kyle Butler is now into the music industry. I'm not sure if football is his avenue. All right, guys, so 18 more likes, and I'll tell you who the 2 special interviews are. You have another 2 minutes to go. Keep it up, guys. Gary Manster, Tapa cannot help the players to maximize their full potential. That is where he fails miserably. Chris, I bet one of those interviews is with Leon Bailey. No. The JFF need to get them in soon. Yes, of course. Absolutely. Come on, guys. 18 more likes. It's not that hard. All you have to do is just smash that like button. It's not hard. Come on. Just hit that like button. I'm waiting. 90 seconds to go. 90 seconds to go. Come on, guys. 15 to go. Come on. 14. Do you guys want to know the two special interviews or not? You want another hint? You still have a like. All right. Both of them played Premier League football in England. 12 likes to go. Come on, guys. At them. I heard the coach is benching Leon because of attitude issues. I haven't heard attitude issues at all, to be honest with you. Gary Montes says interview is Morgan and Mariappa. Wrong. Jamar Jones. LOL. Only if I could be like it 50 times. Iberprama, I like it before this. I think some people liking it twice. Mariappa and Wes Brown. No. Wes Brown never played for Jamaica, and Wes Brown don't have Jamaican heritage. Wes Brown has Guyanese roots, him and his brother Reese Brown. Yeah. 9 likes to go. Whoa. Big up, gents. 1 minute to go. Bibi Garden and Mariappa. Nope, that's not the combination, gents. Come on, let's keep going. 8 likes to go. Bombard. This for real. Nope, it's not Wes Morgan. I'm telling you guys, it's not Wes Morgan. Nope. And it's not a player from the 1998 squad either. Boy, nope, not Mariappa and Wes Morgan. Nope. Nope. You guys getting warm, but it's not Mariappa and Wes Morgan. Bombard, 7 to go. Nicholson, says Palmer. Have you seen how that guy has transformed from a boy to a man from he left Jamaica? When I met that guy at the Caribbean Cup in 2017 in Martinique, the guy was slender and 5'11". The man is now my height. The man went from a boy to a man in the space of 2 years. When I'm speaking to this man, I don't have to look down, so I'm seeing this guy eye to eye now. The maturity that this guy has. Boy, this brother is special. I want him to make it. Him, Corey Burke. Yeah, man, I want them to make that transitions to Germany. Because that's where the interest is coming from. And I can tell you, there's a football agent in Germany by the name of Yasser Shah who keeps on messaging me and telling me how much asking me how much international caps does Shamar have? Because Vida Bremen is onto him. But does he really want to go to Vida Bremen? No, he wants to go to Arsenal. That's his dream. Ugh, Arsenal. It's Premier League, so it's a good move. Yeah, we reached 50. All right, guys. A bet is a bet, right? A bet is a bet. So manners and respects, gentlemen. Really, really appreciate it for getting the 50 likes. Okay. The 2 special interviews are one of them is the boss, and the other one is the bigger boss. Adriana Joseph Mariappa and Joel Joshua Melvin Frederick McAnuff. Go and figure out who that is. So yeah, those are the 2. There's good players, but the coach needs to pick the best. Yeah, he looks like a top striker. How he's built. He's 6'4.5", 6 feet 4 inches and a half. Yeah, so about 1.94 meters. I think if there's an area that he needs to work on, it'll be the left foot. Sure, they want to play for Jamaica, not going for player to show no interest. Agreed, you have to be committed. If the COVID virus didn't interrupt the Belgian league, Nicholson would have scored double digits this season. Absolutely. Palmer says Max and Hector. I said nope. Maps and Joby McAnuff. Vincent Cunningham. Big up to you too, sir. Reggae Boys fans, thank you very much for tuning into this video. There was a special guest that was supposed to join in with me this evening, but I will say to her, because she's going to watch this quite shortly afterwards, have a good evening, dear, and we will speak soon. And don't let the schoolwork bother you, because this too shall pass, okay? And don't worry, your special day is coming, and I'll see you quite soon. Okay? So that was the special message to that special young lady. So let's wrap up the comments first. Simon, will Mobe get a World Cup qualifier? I don't think so. I wouldn't call up Daniel Johnson again, him this way. Brethren, if you give me 5 flights just to come to Jamaica from Lancashire in England, I would be frustrated too. You don't have to go from Preston to Manchester, Manchester to London, London to New York, New York to Miami, Miami to Kingston. You don't have to do that. I can tell you as a fact. You can strictly go Manchester to Atlanta to Kingston. Boom, 2 flights. It's not that hard. Okay? Good choices for interview. I missed the team with McClary and Giles. Yo, my general, you know. Why did he stop playing Joby? He wasn't called up after 26. Remember, Joby was the Schaefer, called up on the Schaefer, and Tapa didn't want any 36-year-old playing IM squad. Respect for the likes, help, man. Yeah, man, big up, bossy. So, gents, remember, 2 special interviews, Mariapa and Joby McAnuff. I'm working on others, and I'll keep you posted on that as the time progresses, all right? Can't believe we've been on this for 1 hour. Whoa. I heard the players have to pay their own plane fare. So the players, especially from Europe, they get premium economy tickets, but they can use their credit card to update it to first class. So it's on their expense. And I can tell you, most of the English players do that. Yeah, I understand your point, Billy Bob, but the difference is Haka was born in this country. So there you go. That should answer your question. Bobby Reed and Aarons. Yeah. Yep. Warrior Boys fans, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll definitely be in touch. Thank you very much for supporting Corona Thursdays. Every Thursday. I appreciate it. You see how time fly? My head went from this to this now. Actually get some hair growth, you know. So you see how time fly? I'll get grey hair now and thing. People soon call me salt and pepper or silver fox or whatever them call it them days, yeah. Alright guys, thanks very much for tuning in. And that special young lady, you know who you are. We'll be in touch. And Reggae Boys fans, stay safe. Tana yard for the time being. Well, June 15, everything is going to open up, but yeah, let's get ready. Let's get ready to face the world again. All right, guys. Little more. Cool breeze.